Hello, I am Purple Rain, now with a face cam. And this is season 12, I believe. I'm coach of the Damascus Driftlimbs, season 12 of the VBL S. And I've drafted an interesting team, a team built really around Tinglu Metagross. But it's got some other interesting stuff too. So I am against the Pancham Pianists, and they have a very interesting team with a Parish Trap mode with Murkrow Gothitelle and an Ape mode, Annihilate, fast mode with Murkrow Bramblegast, and a very weird type chart, which has caused me to do some interesting things. So let me pull that up really quick. So here it is. As you can see, their type chart's weird because, they're lacking a lot of very basic types, like fire, water, you'd expect. Very weak to fairy. I don't have a good fairy type, so that's kind of irrelevant, and I don't really want the Intimidate against Annihilate, so whatever. I'm not bringing Gramble, although it did cross my mind. And they have no real electric resist. If you hear that, that is my cat Oreo. He may join me later for the match. So they've got some very interesting type things that generally I don't see in draft teams. Their speed tiers are also pretty weird. They don't really like to go slow because they only have Hisuian, Avalugg, and Fortress, but their fast mode isn't that fast, although that is helped by a Murkrow that has priority Tailwind. But stuff like in all of their fast mode, it's all in the same speed tier: Moltres, Annihilate, and Bramblegast. Even if Bramblegast tends to be a much more offensive threat, where Moltres and Annihilate can live without the speed of the Tailwind because they're bulky enough, and they like to set up more. So then, what have I cooked up to try to beat this team? Well, I knew I wanted Tinglu because this team is so weird. I ultimately, I think, decided to try to lean into one of my own game plans. So let me see. So here we've got Tinglu. Let's start with my Tinglu and what I did with it. I gave it a Lumberry because in mocks I found that Will-O-Wisp from Wheezing could be really annoying and really cause some problems for my team, especially Tinglu. It would just sit there and kind of do nothing then, which makes me think maybe I should just change the Protect for Ruination, because my opponent has too many flying types to really want to use Fissure. But I think my opponent's... I don't know, maybe it is Fissure, because... I don't know, like everything gets fissured except for Murkrow and Moltres, but that's two Pokemon I could reasonably see coming. Oh, and it could be Levitate Wheezing too. Yeah, I don't want Fissure. Anyways, that's why I have the Lumberry. Poison is an amazing Terra type against my opponent because it resists fighting from Annihilate. And the only way that my opponent can reasonably hit its stab super effectively is with Gothitelle, and if Gothitelle is clicking Psychic, I'm kind of okay with that. Wheezing, obviously, it's good for any Wheezing play roughs, or I guess there's Strange Steams or something. So yep, I really wanted the Poison Terra, so I decided Lumberry instead of a Fire Terra on my Tinglu. It's EV'd specifically. So as you can tell by the weird speed, so it underspeeds a base speed Wheezing Galar. It outspeeds Murkrow while in Tailwind though, Murkrow being 91 speed, so it's not really made to outspeed Murkrow. It's nice that it does, but its main thing is that it outspeeds Annihilate, Moltres, and Bramblegast while Tinglu is in Tailwind, and they aren't. Then it It has Throat Chop, which 2-hit KOs a max HP, max defense, bold Goth. Stomping Tantrum is just, a stab move. Nice to have. It survives a 252 Jolly Bramblegast Power Whip. So if it is Life Orb or if it's Adamant, then it will die. And it could very well be Adamant. So I think most of the time if it's in front of a Bramblegast, I am trying to click my Terra. And then it also survives 2 Drain Punches from 252 plus Annihilate, which is nice. And it survives a 300 base power Rage Fist while Terra'd. So even when I lose that resistance, it still survives a 300 base power Rage Fist. Yeah, that's most of why I have the EVs here for my Tinglu setup is that. Yeah. Then I've got my Metagross. My Metagross is AV, and I did that because I think Moltres is a threat to come. And if it does, it's going to want to click Fiery Wrath, and I think it will expect to do damage into Metagross, and then it won't do as much as it thinks. Specifically, with the EVs I have it set up with, it survives a +2 Fiery Wrath from a max special attack modest Moltres. It also, with its current investment, survives a 252 Adamant 100 base power Rage Fist, which is pretty nice. It KOs Annihilate with a 252 HP but 4 defense Annihilate with Psychic Fangs and then a Bullet Punch, assuming no Terra. It 2-hit KOs a 252 HP 4 defense Moltres with Heavy Slam. And, Bullet Punch is obviously just nice for a priority stab. Bulldoze is for some weird tech that I will be showing in a bit. And Heavy Slam plus Bullet Punch KOs 252 HP for defense, Hisui and Avalugg. So, it does stuff. Now there's the Belly Bolt option. Belly Bolt is, as you can see, weakness policy, so if it gets hit by a Bulldoze, it is going to proc its weakness policy and proc its electromorphosis. So, Belly Bolt, it is 1 point faster than Tinglu, so it outspeeds all of those fast threats while it is in Tailwind and the opposing Pokemon is not. It's speed tie, but that does mean it has to speed tie with Weezing Galar if it's base speed, which I'm kind of okay with. It's obviously not ideal, but I'll live. Thunderbolt 2-hit KOs 252 HP for special defense Moltres, and it survives a +1 252 Adamant Bramblegast Power Whip. Yep, that's basically what it's meant to do. It's obviously meant to be in Trick Room or in Tailwind, getting off parabolic charges if it can, or Thunderbolts if I really feel like I need a specific KO, or if it, healing up just doesn't seem that valuable for any particular reason. Or, if my partner can't protect or something, Thunderbolt's nice. And then Slack Off to gain a little bit more. I looked at a lot of things for this move, like Terra Blast, Ice, and it's just nothing feels great on Belly Bolt, because if I have Terra Blast Ice, then I have no way of hitting Bramblegast that well, but I guess I never click Slack Off. I almost never click this move. So I'm more inclined to go Muddy Water. Maybe it's just because I just watched the Pancake set where Muddy Water went crazy. But I'm more inclined to go Muddy Water than anything else, I think. Because I do like the Flying Terra a bit, anyways. Anyways, now I have Slowbro. Slowbro is interesting because with Tinglu, if Tinglu is on the field, it does not get 2-hit KO'd by Moltres Fiery Wrath does not get 2-hit KO'd by a Fiery Wrath from 252 Modest Moltres. It survives, so that's with Tinglu now. Now for stuff it doesn't matter if Tinglu's out. It survives a 100 base power Rage Fist from Annihilate at 252 Adamant, and it survives a Psychic 2-hit KO from... Oh, sorry. Psychic... It had Psychic on it before. It no longer has Psychic. These notes don't matter anymore. It just has Scald to hit things. And I found Protect was important because it would often be next to Belly Bolt, so the ability to click Protect to have the parabolic charge go off I thought was really important. Especially because there's other Pokemon on my team that can't protect, and one of the other Pokemon that can protect on the team is Ting-Lu. And Ting-Lu does not want to be sitting next to Belly Bolt anyways when it's doing it, unless it has to be, because it is then weakening the Belly Bolt. Like, it can be, and it's fine, because it's a ground type, it doesn't need to protect, that's nice, but it's weakening the Belly Bolt, so it's a little weird. Yeah, okay, and Scald is just a nice stab because it burns things. Trick Room is obviously important for the Belly Bolt, and Bulldoze is great for Belly Bolt as well. And Trick Room is just good into the opposing team's Tailwind mode, right? If I see Murkrow out, most of the time it's clicking Tailwind, and then I can click Trick Room, and I'm feeling okay. Yep. So then there's the Belly Bolt, which I mentioned. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so that's why it's EV'd, and so now I have the Talonflame. The Talonflame is just basic Focus Sash, so I decided on... obviously Slowbro took the Covert Cloak, so it can't get faked out, it can't get taunted because of Oblivious, and then it's Terra Dragon to resist Bramblegast, because I don't love my defensive investment to live Bramblegast stuff, because it's super not consistent, given Life Orb or Adamant KOs it. So then I have Talonflame. Talonflame is Protect, Dual Wing Beat, Will-O-Wisp, and Tailwind. Dual Wing Beat is nice because it's weird because I want Dual Wing Beat and I want Brave Bird this set. I want Brave Bird because I want to have an efficient way of hitting Annihilate hard, but I want Dual Wing Beat because I want a way to get through Sashes on specifically Bramblegast. A way to get through a Sash on Bramblegast is really nice. Anyways, Will-O-Wisp is really nice for obvious reasons. My opponent has some pretty physically threatening Mons in Annihilate, in Tauros potentially, in Slacking, in Bramblegast, in Avalugg. All of those can get Will-O-Wisped and I'll be very happy. Then I have Dual Wing Beat, which I said breaks Sashes. It's also Adamant. So it should be doing good chunks of damage, and Tailwind to match the Tailwind mode, or better yet, to catch my opponent going, thinking they don't need their super fast Tailwind or priority Tailwind, and then I get my Tailwind up and I'm now outspeeding things. Because actually matching Tailwind is generally bad for me. If I need to match Tailwind, most of the time I'd rather not click Tailwind and try to bulk it out. Yep, so that's why I have all that. And it's Terra Ghost to deal with fake outs. And it is also Terra Ghost because then I can switch out of Gothitelle. So it can break potential Perish Trap stuff. And then last but not least, I have Choice Scarf, Decidueye Hisui. Now I haven't had enough time to EV my Decidueye Hisui. I know that the speed, this is about Talonflame, it speed ties Tauros. Speed ties max speed Tauros, but I figure my opponent's probably not going to think they need max speed Tauros, so I can afford to put the investment in attack. So, got 146 attack, which is not great, but you know, it's something. And then I have Decidueye Hisui. I believe this also speed ties max speed Tauros, or maybe it's like one faster than Talonflame. I can double check that in a second. I'll double check that before the match, but that is why I believe it's max speed, but also then Adamant full attack, because I think that Decidueye Hisui is not bulking anything out. There's no reason, like, it's not surviving any flying type attack from Murkrow or from Moltres. Psychic type attacks it's already surviving from Goth. Like, it might be nice into like a setup Annihilate or something. But really, most of the time, like, it just needs to hit hard and go fast. and it's like seems to me most of the time to be like a game 2 mix-up option with a Talonflame lead to go in my fast mode if I want to. So that being said, like that's my team. I feel okay about it. Like I said, I'll double check the Decidui calc, and then hopefully we'll get into the match soon. Okay, let's get into the live commentary. Okay, so we're in the match. And it's kind of what I expected. Was there anything I thought would come that didn't? Slacking mode. I'm kind of surprised to see no slacking wheezing. So into this, I mean, their fast mode is only kind of intimidating. I actually think I might want to lead my fast mode here. I've gotten into this trap before, though, where I think the fast mode's good and then it's bad. So maybe that's the case again, but I like the option. And I think showing it off early gives me some tech, whereas I'm a little more concerned into like a Murkrow Bramblegast mode. Otherwise. Actually, I'm gonna stick to the plan, go the slow mode first. Oh, and I checked, and yeah, Decidui was EV'd to outspeed max to speed tie max speed Jolly Tauros, and it outspeeded not max speed. It outspeeded anything other than that. So what am I worried about with this? Avalok Hisui is a little scary because it can underspeed my Belly Bolt, of course. Yep, okay. So it's Terra Dragon, Trick Room, Protect. Because can't be taunted, can't be faked out, can't be KO'd. So now the only question is, like, yeah, do I need to protect here? And I think the answer is yes. Yeah, I'm going to Terra Dragon, Trick Room, Protect. So here's my thing, is it might be better to try to get a move off into Bramblegast, because I think it will want to try to KO the Slowbro. It knows that I'm setting up Trick Room. And I'm not really worried about what I'm Hungry does. Terra Dragon, Trick Room. Maybe even a Muddy Water is fine. Because then I'm potentially breaking sashes. Yeah, I think I like that. Because I'm a little bit worried about, like, what do I do into... Like, there's obviously some weirdness that can happen with this. I'm a little scared of getting one shot. Well, I can't get one shot without a crit on the Belly Bolt from any move, I don't think. Poltergeist or Power Whip or anything. Well, it is just the Power Whip. So now I can Bulldoze Parabolic Charge, I think is really safe. Yeah, it'll let me heal a bunch. I'm not too worried about Slowbro getting hit by it because it's Dragon. Yep, Bulldoze Parabolic Charge. Bulldoze obviously sets off the weakness policy. which is really nice. Terra Ground Murkrow would be the concern, I think. But even then, it's like it's a Terra Ground Murkrow. I think I'll live. So Protect would have been the better play there, probably. But I don't know, it broke a potential Sash on Bramblegast. Do I know? Oh. So, okay, the Defiance concerning, of course. Oh, Bramblegast lives, unfortunately. So now I just Scald Thunderbolt? Scald Thunderbolt. So what am I worried about? I Scald this and then I Thunderbolt the Monkey Mode. Because Monkey Mode could live, right? That's a concern. Double Protect is why I'm not just Parabolic Charging again. I want to save some Slowbro HP. But do I need to be precious with my Slowbro HP right now? I don't know if I do. Belly Ball HP just might be more important. And getting that spread move off might be more important. But I think I do. I think it's fine to just Scald Thunderbolt again. Yep, okay. Shadow Sneak, sure. Sure, so now I'm a little bit more okay Scalding and then Parabolic Charging because I know whatever is in Monkey Mode slot is going to take it unless it gets a Double Protect, which if it does, whatever. But I think I just want to Scald, Parabolic Charge, get some HP back. Yeah. Quash. Oh, that's scary. I completely forgot to consider Quash. That's a really big deal. So I think most of the time Monkey Mode protects here. And Murkrow clicks Tailwind. But I still think I double up into Monkey Mode. Because if it doesn't protect, then whichever one of these doesn't get quashed should maybe be able to take it out, although I'm unsure about the Metagross. And if it... And actually I'm unsure about both. That was a pretty big throw by me to just forget the quash existed. Although I guess now I do know it has squash. So that is good to know. And I should be moving before, if it tries to quash the Metagross, the Bullet Punch goes before. Yep. So yeah, this is exactly what I expected to potentially happen. But now I Trick Room, and the question is, does Bullet Punch KO? Metagross to... What is this Pokemon? This is Annihilate, level 50. Bullet Punch should never KO. Although it is slow, it does have Tailwind up, is the thing. It's slowed, but it has Tailwind up. So, yeah, and Rage Fist will KO. So, I have to Scald and switch in my Annihilate, switch in my Tinglu. Or maybe Trick Room, switch in my Tinglu? So that way I'm outspeeding now. So the question is just, does he attack the Metagross, or does he attack the Slowbro? The Slowbro obviously wants to click Trick Room, and the Metagross obviously wants to click Psychic Fang. So now the question is actually, do I need... So if I Trick Room and then attack with Metagross, what does he do? Because then I have one of these Pokemon. Either I get my Trick Room off, or I get my move off with Metagross. So it might just be Trick Room, Psychic Fangs. So that way I know I get one off, because like, what is Murkrow doing here? Obviously it sucks if I lose my Metagross here. But my Tinglu, with the exception of Avalugg, and I assume they'd bring in Avalugg earlier, although maybe I'm wrong about that. I feel good about my Tinglu to bring it to live in Trick Room. Quash, okay, sure. So now it's Scald, Stomping Tantrum into Annihilate. So the Scald is going into Murkrow just for some chip. Stomping Tantrum should hopefully KO. Although I expect to protect here or something like that. I've got speed control for the next several turns. Avalugg, if it's Avalugg in the back, I'm screwed. Like, Avalugg's really good here, I think. Unless they switch it into like a bad situation or something, but... Good. Great. That's about the best the turn can get. Burn? Perfect. It is Moltres. So now it is... I just double the Moltres. Because I'm not afraid of anything Murkrow does. And I've got the Stone Edge to try to beat this Moltres. In this case, it turns out Rock Slide would have been better. But, you know, you never know with these things, right? Sometimes Rock Slide's better, sometimes Stone Edge is better, and I thought the Stone Edge damage would be more valuable, but the spread would probably have been better here. So now my question is, does Murkrow have a damaging move? Because if Murkrow doesn't have a damaging move, that's just interesting, I guess. Like, that's just good to know. It has not used one yet, but I mean, maybe my opponent just decided it wouldn't be worth trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm a little concerned. I think this position's pretty winning though, unless I'm crazy. Like, this position has to be winning. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how Moltres really touches Tinglu almost ever. Although I'm not very specially defense invested, so maybe... I don't know if Moltres gets like Aura Sphere or something. I don't think it does. Have they Terra'd? No. I guess a Terra Fairy Terra Blast would be really bad. That's obviously... Okay, yeah, that's definitely the biggest concern, is a Terra Fairy Terra Blast. Neither of my Pokemon are particularly good into special defensive. Oh, getting the burn is nice. Stone Edge, nice. Although that does set off Berserk. Citrus, of course. Nasty Plot, okay. Foul Play, does nothing. So now they just have to hope for a double protect or a miss on my Stone Edge. Because how much did Stone Edge do? Oh, Quasher. Miss. Fiery Wrath. KOs the Tinglu. Stomping Tantrum. So it's Foul Play. So I'm still going to Stomping Tantrum into Death from Above. I don't know if it has Protect. It is now just a Dark type. I know it's not doing much. There we go. And I missed from my Stone Edge, so I get the Stomping Tantrum. And now I just win this from here pretty safely. So I want to click Stone Edge so I don't reveal any more moves. Okay. Let me upload and share the replay. Good. Game 2. So, now I need to think. What will my opponent do? So now I need to think. So what's my opponent going to do? If I'm my opponent, I'm bringing Fake Out to try to stop the Trick Room. Because I have not revealed, at least as far as I know, I haven't revealed that I am Covert Cloak. So I want to do my same plan again. And this time I have Covert Cloak. Metagross should be pretty good in Trick Room to stop the Avalokasui still. Although Quash is definitely a concern now that I know about that. Bramblegast gets a lot scarier, right? But even then, let's assume they Tailwind turned 1, so it's a +1 Bramblegast. If I protect, I'm living. Yeah, I'm living with Belly Bolt, so I still get the Bulldoze off into it. So I'm still fine, even with the Quash. So I'm fine going with the same game plan. Okay, this is very interesting. Now the question is, do I Terra Dragon? They know I have it. They know I have Terra Dragon. But this is a much scarier lead for me. If I actually went my fast mode lead, I think I'd be in a much better position. So if I Terra Dragon, Trick Room, Protect, am I fine? Like, what are they doing to KO my Slowbro? I guess, like, Poltergeist, Rage Fist? I mean, they're threatening a couple... They're threatening too much damage for me, I think, not to Terra if I'm going to Trick Room. Yeah, I think I just want to Terra Dragon, Trick Room, Protect. Beat up? Okay. So I'm a little concerned. So Bulldoze into Thunderbolt on Monkey Mode is interesting now, because I think that should KO, because Parabolic Charge wouldn't, but it would. And I'm not really that scared of Howdy. And if Slowbro dies, then I get somebody else in. So I think it's just Bulldoze into Thunderbolt. Although a Protect here is like pretty obvious. Like they could totally protect the Annihilate. But I still get my weakness policy off, and then I get to like I get a situation where I can double it, and with like Scald and Thunderbolt, and my opponent has no my opponent has no spread has no ground or electric immunity. So I didn't know Brambleghast got beat up. That's on me. I should have known that for sure. So what do I know? Power Whip, Sandy, Shadow Sneak. I believe it gets Poltergeist. I'd be surprised if it didn't get Poltergeist, but maybe it just doesn't. I think FireFalls said that this was their first time playing a VGC. Like they were like, not that this is their first VGC game ever. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But I think they said that this is their first time being in a VGC league, or like really trying VGC. And if that's true, and then they're like also doing all of these weird niche modes and stuff, they've thought about this a lot. It makes it very interesting. I'm still, you know, I think having these weird pairs of twos is a very interesting team building technique to try to go with. Of course, it's risky because like you're dedicating Beat Up to Brambleghast to support a Rage Fist, and generally you don't want Brambleghast to be your support Pokemon. You're pretty reliant on it for damage, especially on a team that has this much support, right? Gothitelle and Murkrow are both entirely dedicated support Pokemon. Moltres is a bulky setup kind of thing. Annihilate's also generally more bulky setup, so your biggest initial damage number is Brambleghast. And you lose a little bit of that when you want to go like this support beat up strat, but it's not like it, but it adds a mode which I now need to consider for game 3 if we make it to game 3, or even just for this game. Well, not anymore, I don't need to consider it, but you know, it's something I generally need to consider. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say here. Protect, Annihilate makes sense. I mean, Howdy has not protected, so now my question... No, I don't want a Parabolic Charge, because it'll live, and then I'm super fucked. Because it... Let me think. Did it live last time? %. How much should Bulldoze do? %, so that's 70. It doesn't do enough. So it's definitely just Bulldoze, Thunderbolt. I really think I want to start timer because this is taking a long time. I can keep playing for a bit, but you know, it's still a relatively long time to think about all the moves and stuff. Bulldoze. Okay, this is probably my best situation. Brambleghast doesn't... Oh, it does, okay. Yep, it dies. Beat Up. Is it? Oh, of course, it's Bramblegast has a Choice Scarf. Because it went faster than Annihilate. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be Choice Scarf. It could not be, but it would... I mean, no, it's Choice Scarf though, right? Like, is it ever clicking... Like, why is it not clicking Power Whip or Shadow Sneak into one of my Pokemon then, if it's not? Yeah, this is just Scald Parabolic Charge. I guess I don't know if... do I know what... Nasty Plot, Fiery Wrath. But this is Scarfed, but I want to... Yeah, it's Scald Parabolic Charge, I think. No, it can just be Thunderbolt, right? Because I don't need to worry about the Bramblegast at all. So the only concern is if it's like Avalugg in the back. It could be Avalugg in the back, though. If I'm them, I'm bringing Avalugg in the back, right? Aren't you? Like, it's your Trickromancer. So I want to Scald Parabolic Charge. Do I know if Parabolic Charge kills my Slowbro? It does. Yeah, it does. So a double protect here is bad, but I know it doesn't double protect because I know that the Bramblegast is choiced in some way, almost definitely Choice Scarf. I'm guessing so the Annihilate can be choiced as, or it doesn't have to be. Sorry. So I'm guessing Annihilate can be max speed. And then also, this should get me to a full HP Belly Bolt. If it's Terra Dark, I don't know if it KOs anymore with Parabolic Charge. But, you know, I'm getting tons of damage off. I wanna be and like I said, I'm scared of having the Avalugg Hisui show up here in the Bramblegast slot and then maybe feel like I'm kind of screwed, right? Like, what do I do? Like, And when you meet somebody, oh, it does KO that. Okay, well, this is definitely winning for me. Oh, it's not choiced. So it did use Beat Up into me. I guess maybe I might have known that from earlier that it wasn't choiced. But I don't know if it has... I mean, I want to save Metagross for the backs, because if I lose speed control, I at least have Bullet Punch. Yeah, and I just... Stomping Tantrum... Thunderbolt. Well... Yeah, Stomping Tantrum, Thunderbolt. There's a couple pictures of you laughing. Good time to laugh on tickets. I've got memories, but I'm slipping. You left some people in here wondering. I think this set is pretty much done. Right? No, why am I stomping? I'm definitely throat chopping, thunderbolting. I never do anything else. Okay, Shadow Sneak. When he has so, that is my week 1. I'm pretty happy with it. I like how it went. I ended up only needing to bring my slow mode, even though I still stand by, if I had my fast mode in game 2, it would have been a better setup even. FireFalls has a really unique team with lots of these sets of 2 that interact well, or interact with each other, like Murkrow, Gothitelle, Murkrow, Bramblegast, Annihilate, and then Annihilate is one of the Pokemon you do want to actually be next to Gothitelle. So these 4 are really interesting. Especially because you want your Annihilate next to Gothitelle, because Annihilate, if your opponent doesn't bring a good answer and lead, it gets to set up and it will run the show. So I think that these 4 are actually, having now played the set, are much more interesting than I initially thought they would be. Yeah, so that's all I really have to say. Thanks for watching my first match of Season 12. I'm excited to be back and making videos, and I'm really excited for my team. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.